we're on the move all the time. There's 100 things to get done on a daily basis. We essentially get paid 3-4 times a year as farmers. 3 or 4 hay crops and a cattle check at the end of the year. So we have to be there, especially for those most critical and crucial times.
Always a busy time when we're putting up hay, but we came down at 4 o'clock this morning and started raking. I think by the time we get everything raked and parked and fueled and everything like that, it was pretty close to noon. Ran home and grabbed a quick sandwich, and now we're on the steamers. It's go time, it's monsoon season, but if you can have 2 steamers out there bathing all night long, you're getting the crops in faster, you're getting your water back on faster, you're avoiding more storms.
We get so much more done, twice as much more done, and then the quality goes through the roof. So if I know that I've got something going on this evening with one of my children, we have 5 kids, we'll jump off and park them for a little while. We've never ever thought about that in our lives. Hey, let's park the balers and go do something with the family for a little while. When you've got hay to put up, you just got to sit there and get it done. And so it has changed our lifestyle drastically. I say all the time, our kids are our most important crop.
There's a lot of times in the summer that our kids spend more time with their dad than they do with me, and he's a fantastic dad. Anytime he can, he'll take them with him, ever since they were little.
They're right there with me all the time. They come down and run the steamers on a very regular basis. The swathers, the rakes, everything. They're farm kids.
Our son Dax right now is 8 years old, and he probably spent half of his summer at the farm. We'd be getting ready for bed at night, and he'd say, "Dad, what time are we leaving tomorrow?" And he'd say, "Well, I gotta go rake at 3. "Okay, I'll sleep on your floor. You can just wake me up and I'll go with you." And he would go for hours, and he'd send me a picture of Dax asleep on the tractor floor, you know, a few hours later.
Now that we've got 2 steamers, we've got the flexibility that we can park those steamers for a little while and go somewhere else. Spend that quality time that we need to spend with our wives, with our children.
Our daughter, it was in a summer play this year. Grandpa Allen had grandkids from 3 different families in the play, including our daughter. Luckily, they all had shows on the same night, and they do the performances at the end of July, and he was like, "I don't know, I could go another night, I could hit the matinee a different day." But they were able to park the steamers and both head up to the play so that they could be there for that, and I know that that meant a ton to those kids. When we got our second steamer this year, I feel like it just provided them a lot more freedom. Once again, they became in control, so that if they do have things they need to go to, you can park it. You can park it, head back down 2 hours later, or you bring somebody in to just keep it going and don't ever stop. You don't ever have to.
So I have a lot of people say, "Why'd you buy the 632? Why not just stay with the 6210 or get another 6210? And now that we have the 632, it has exceeded every single expectation that we have ever had. And I'm being dead serious.
They have simplified everything about it. One of the things I love most about this monitor is the one-touch start-stop. When I'm turning around, just push my button, off, on, just so simple. Adjusting the whole master steam right here, up and down, piece of cake. I can see everything right here at my fingertips. I can adjust each one of the steam valves very simply, and I know exactly where they're at as well. If I want to be 31 and 76, I can do that. And so I love that as well. I still can't get used to not having that generator and that engine back there. To open up that hood and see nothing there is still boggling my mind. So that's one less thing, and that's a big thing. One less engine and all the components that go with it, that's big.
The simplicity of being able to access that, use it, driver friendly. My dad is 71 years old and he's still farming, but he had to be to some church meetings here last week. I was shorthanded. I called my daughter and she's 20 years old, and I said, Sadie, I need you to come down here and get on the steamer. She's like, Dad, I've only ever run the baler for a few hours, and she says, I need a little refresher. I said, just jump on that steamer and I'll tell you over the phone. She jumps on there, gets on FaceTime, and within a few rounds, everything's going perfectly. The simplicity of being able to put someone on there that has had very little or no experience, training them on the job, sending them to get it done. We've been doing this our entire lives. The Staheli boys have come in the last 15 years, completely changed our farm. Every year we get 3 crops in this valley. Occasionally we get 4. With 2 steamers, we consistently plan on, weather depending, getting those 4 crops year in, year out. Everything we do revolves around our steamer. You couldn't pry that thing out of our hands anymore. And we're excited for the future of Staheli West and what it's going to do to help our farm on a daily basis.